Hi everyone, welcome to Have You Heard? And it's a Sunday afternoon, so I figured let's listen to Lazy Sunday by the Small Faces. Here's the greatest hits CD. We listened just over a couple of weeks ago to Tin Soldier, and the response has been really good to that. Lots of memories, lots of people saying that they couldn't remember it, particularly I think from the other side of the pond. Well, here is actually the third of the great triumvirate of Small Faces singles from 67, 68. There was Tin Soldier, there was Ichiku Park, which we've still to do, and here we have Lazy Sunday. And it's quite apt because it's Sunday afternoon and I feel a bit lazy. Oh dear. Welcome to the channel if you're new to us. We've got 200 odd videos down in the playlists below. Please have a dig around and see what you can find and listen. And if you like what you see, perhaps subscribe to the channel. Certainly like this video if you enjoy it. We're not a reaction channel, we're just me playing stuff from my music collection. Some I've heard a lot, some I haven't heard for quite a while. All of it is wonderful as far as I'm concerned. And we seem to have a few people who come and listen regularly who must agree. What can I say? Anyway, it's Lazy Sunday and released, well, this album, the song came off the album Ogden's Nut Gone Flake, which went to #1 in the album charts in May of 1968. An iconic album, not least for its circular shape. The title's a parody of a well-known tobacco brand that used to be sold in round tins. So the album cover is a round album cover, circular. Ogden's Nut Gone Flake, and one of the songs, the final song I think on side 1, is Lazy Sunday. Steve Marriott, the vocalist and guitarist, did not want it to be a single. The record company disagreed, put it out. Steve was upset, but it went to #1. So what can you do? Didn't get anywhere in the US. Did fairly well in Europe. It's very English. And we'll talk a little bit about the vocal style of Steve Marriott, excuse me, and the whole production afterwards. Let's listen to the song first of all. It's a classic British single. In fact, it's an English single because it's very Cockney in its delivery and in its lyrics. But I hope you enjoy it. Lazy Sunday by Small Faces.
Wouldn't it be nice to get on with me neighbours? But they make it very clear they've got no room for ravers. They stop me from grooving, they bang on me wall. They're doing me fasting, it's no good at all. Lazy Sunday afternoon, I've got no mind to worry. I close my eyes and drift away. Here we all are, sitting in a rainbow. Oh, blimey, hello, Mrs. Jones. How's your bird slumbago? That's a scramble. I'll sing you a song with no words and no tune. So sing in your party while you suss out the moon. Oh, yes. Lazy Sunday afternoon. I've got no mind to worry. Close my eyes and drift away. Ree-dee-dee-dee-doo-dee. There's no one to hear me, there's nothing to say, and no one can stop me from feeling this way. Yeah. Lazy Sunday afternoon, I've got no mind to worry. Close my eyes and drift away. Lazy Sunday afternoon, I've got no mind to worry. Close my eyes and drift away. Close my mind and drift away. Close my eyes and drift away.
Oh my, that takes me back. It really takes me back to 1968. I'm a schoolboy, 14, soon be 15, and the Small Faces were so cool. They had kind of progressed from being an R&B band around about 65 into, by this time, being a lot more psychedelic. And obviously you can hear those psychedelic passages and parts there, the bells and those kind of pastoral scenes. But it's a novelty song, but it's not a novelty song because it's a rock and roller song, but with psychedelic passages. But it's the way it's performed that gives it that novelty kind of feel. And of course, Steve Marriott, for the first 2/3 of the song, is singing in this exaggerated Cockney accent, which was the result of an argument that the band were having with the Hollies. The Hollies had said to Steve Marriott, "Why are you always singing in this kind of American R&B voice? You're from the East End of London, for goodness sake." So he never sang like that. He always sang with his American accent because that was the music that he loved. And just to poke fun at the Hollies, he said, right, and he did this Mockney accent, a mock Cockney accent. But it fits the song so perfectly, and of course it fits the lyrics. Here we all are sitting in a rainbow. Call blimey, Mrs. Jones, how's your Bert's lumbago? Mustn't grumble. Dear, very, very English. Doing me crustin' is my favourite line. They're doing me crustin', which of course crust of bread is Cockney slang for head. So doing me crustin' meant doing my head in. Fantastic stuff. And the music, the whole accompaniment, Ian McLagan on that barrel house kind of piano, it's superb. Ronnie Lane on bass, Kenny Jones on drums, brilliant rhythm section, and Steve Marriott on guitar and of course on vocals. This was their last hit single, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Steve didn't want it to be put out as a single, of course, as I said before. The label said no, it's fine, and it went to number one. But I think the level of trust kind of broke down after that, and it wasn't too long before Steve Marriott was off to form Humble Pie with Peter Frampton. The three remaining Small Faces joined up with Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood and became the Faces. And that's another story. Oh my goodness me. What have I got to say? Oh yes, the Rudy Doody Die, a Rudy Doody Die Day is taking fun of a Who roadie when the Small Faces toured Australia with the Who the previous year. Apparently, a Who roadie would sing that to himself all day long. So Steve Marriott wanted to put that in somewhere. The album is an amazing album. I haven't got it in my collection. I've heard it many times. I ought to have it in my collection just because it's a collectible. There aren't too many circular album covers. And the first side of the album is a selection of songs in different styles, of which this is one of them. And then the second side of the album is a story. It's a concept piece about a fellow called Happiness Stan, who, looking up at the moon one day, and it was a half moon on show, wondered what happened to the other half of the moon and set out on a journey to discover the other half of the moon. This is 5 years before the dark side of the moon. And the concept piece, all of the songs relating to that concept piece are interlinked by narration from an English comedy performer called Stanley Unwin, who used to talk in an unusual way. His vocabulary was mixed up, unusual. It's really hard to describe. And he would mix sounds from different words together, and you're forever trying to work out what he was actually trying to say. It sounded like double Dutch, but it apparently made sense. So this was a weird concept. It didn't stop it going to number one, I think, for the pure curiosity value, but the music was damn good too. Really unusual album, but that was it for the Small Faces after that. And it's a sad story in the end. I think I mentioned this in the first video when we did Tin Soldier, that Steve Marriott died far too young. He actually died in bed. He was burnt in bed, died in a fire caused by smoking in bed. And I think he was only in his 40s. And then Ronnie Lane died in 1997. He'd suffered with MS for 10 years or so and couldn't beat it. He was much too young as well. And they were the two songwriters of the band. Very sad, but wonderful music and a wonderful sense of timing, a sense of occasion. This was England in 1968, this kind of music. Yeah, I remember those times very well. I remember the clothes. I remember everything. Do you remember this time? Anybody who's in the UK watching this, do you remember this time? Do you remember the song? Do you remember the album? Do you remember Stanley Unwin? It'll be interesting to hear if anybody does. For you folks from the other side of the ocean, you wouldn't have heard the song too much, I don't think, because it did nothing in the charts. Very much an English kind of institution, but obviously once he formed Humble Pie, Steve Marriott, Humble Pie were big in the States, weren't they? And of course Peter Frampton, who had been in a band called The Herd, had a couple of top 10 hits and he was a big heartthrob, Peter Frampton, when he decided he wanted to be in a serious band, and Steve Marriott was a great sort of collaborator, and Humble Pie really made serious, hard music. They did well in the States, so you probably got to know Small Faces after that, I should think, as a kind of an offshoot. But anyway, let me know what you think. It just felt right on a Sunday to play Lazy Sunday. I do feel a bit lazy, although I've done 2 videos today, so I haven't been too bad. But please, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know whatever you want to let me know about the song, and like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Have You Heard, which will be tomorrow. And it's an epic track review, so it'll be a long song tomorrow. I'll see you then. Until then, cheers everybody.